This video tutorial will go over importing in order time. The import tool provides you the capability of transferring data to the system from a spreadsheet instead of having to enter it in manually. In this video tutorial, we will focus on importing to create new records. Before we begin, it is important to follow these guidelines before you prepare your import file to ensure that your file will import successfully. The import file must be in CSV format. The file should have column headings in the first row. The required mandatory fields should have a value, and the import file must contain no more than 2,000 rows per import. The import file has columns that are specific to the list that you're going to use. To ensure that the import file will contain the correct set of columns, you will need to export the list into your CSV viewer or editor. From the list page, you can go ahead and download a template by exporting the list to CSV. I will go into the Open Full List dropdown and use the scroll bar to find the list that I want to export. For example, customers. Once you select your list, the list screen will be displayed. Here, you will check the column headings on the current screen. To customize the current column headings, you can click on the gear icon, then go under the column section. Here, you'll be able to see the list of available columns as well as the selected columns that are already on the list. To add columns, you can select the column name under the Available Columns section and then click on the Add button. This will bring it over to the selected columns list. To remove a column, simply select the column name from the Selected Columns section and click on the Remove icon. To change the column order, you can select the column name from the Selected Columns section. You can press the top button to bring the selection all the way up to the top, or you can use the bottom button to bring it all the way to the bottom of the list. You also have the up and down arrows that will just move it up or down one by one. Once you have selected your columns and changed the column order, you can click on Save. Then click on the Export List to CSV icon. Now that we have exported the list to CSV format, we can go ahead and get rid of the information that is currently on it, since we will be using this template to create new customers. Now we can start preparing our import file by editing and populating the fields accordingly, knowing that we have the correct set of columns. Here is my new populated CSV file for the new customers that I wish to import. After creating and filling out the CSV file, you can now import the file by using the Import tool. Click on the gear icon at the top right-hand corner. This will lead you to the admin page. Here, under the General section, you will find the Import option. You can click on the New Import Job button to the right hand of the screen to begin a new import. In this screen, you will select the type of import you will be completing. In the drop-down, select Customer, for example. Then click on Choose File to browse for the CSV file that you just created. Once you have found that file, just click on the Upload button. When you click on Upload during the import, the next page will display the section where you can set your mapping. Mapping allows you to specify where to import the information by matching the fields in your system columns to the fields of the source data that you're importing. The system automatically maps any columns that have the exact name. You will have to manually map the fields that have different names. In this example, full name. Select the appropriate fields from the system columns by using the drop-down. In the event that you are mapping initially, you have the option to leave out a required field blank as long as you have the ID file column. In this case, I do not have the ID file column, so I will need to enter in the system column for full name. Once you have selected the appropriate system columns, you can click on Save Mapping. Type a mapping name in the field and then click on Save. The mapping will then be stored and it can be used for future import jobs. Click on the Start Import button. While the import is running, the import tool will validate the information on the import file. The system will notify you through email when the import job is complete. In the import page, you will be able to see the information about the duration of the import job, number of inserts, number of updates, and any error that the system detected during the import operation. You can click the number under the Errors column to see any additional information about any errors and corrective actions that you need to take. This concludes this video tutorial on importing into order time.